Hello, I'm Dorothy Henning, and throughout the Feldenkrais Awareness Summit, I will be finding you through this gentle awareness through movement series. You can find out more about me and my Feldenkrais practice at integrativemovement.us. Let's begin. Lifting the Foot While Lying on the Side by Dorothy Henning. This lesson may be done lying on the floor, on a mat or blanket, or on your bed if you would like to do it before sleep, or if you awaken in the night, it may be done to help you fall back to sleep. If you are on the floor, you may want something under your head. A folded towel works well. If you are in bed, for this lesson, a pillow will work fine. Begin by lying on your back. Notice how you allow the floor or the bed to support you. You may want to adjust to be more comfortable. Maybe lift a hip or a shoulder. Go ahead and squiggle and move around just a little, like moving a jar of beans around, helping them settle, and being surprised there is room for more beans. Notice the places that make contact as you settle in, comparing the left and the right at your shoulders, your hips, how your thighs touch on the left and right, your calves and your heels. Notice your breath, and the easiest way to notice your breath is to notice what moves as you breathe. Is there movement in your lower abdomen? Your upper abdomen? Your chest? How long is your inhalation? How long is your exhalation? Now please roll onto your right side. And if you are not comfortable on your right side, you may begin on your left side and just imagine doing the right side later in this lesson. Adjust and get comfortable on your side, stacking one leg on top of the other, bringing your thighs at about a 90-degree angle to your trunk, more or less, not doing anything that is uncomfortable. But it is as if you were sitting in a chair, but you are lying on your side. Notice the contact where you are lying on the side, on your right shoulder, along your ribs on the right, your right hip, and the outside of your right leg. Now I invite you to gently lift your left heel away from your right heel, leaving the knee down and actually leaving the toes somewhat in contact with the toes on the lower foot. So the heel lifts just a little to your side. You pivot a little bit at your knee, and then you slowly bring the heel down. And repeat this movement a few times, leaving the toes hanging down. It's not that you're pushing them down, it's that they're hanging down and they remain in contact. And then as you slowly come down, really the most luscious part can be the coming back, the two socks meeting, or perhaps the skin as the top foot slowly sinks into the bottom foot. And the effort of having lifted the heel releases through your leg, through your chest, through your whole self. Like a wave, a release, helping calm your entire system. Each time when you come down, you pause for a moment, like land the plane before taking off again. So let all the people off the plane, and you very gently lift again, and not lifting as high as you can, checking that this is a comfortable movement, an easy movement. Where do you feel the echo of this movement? Through your leg, or through your chest? Not going to your limit, but just a small little lift that's very comfortable. Not doing anything that even approaches the idea of pain. Just very comfortable. Notice where you may be holding. Letting your attention sweep through you, perhaps at your jaw, releasing at your tongue, and then leave that and rest on your side. Notice your breathing. As you breathe there on your side, what is moving as you breathe? Do you feel the movement of the ribs and how the shoulder, the left shoulder resting on your ribs, has a slow movement along with your breath as the ribs rise and fall, as they expand and retreat. There's soft movement in your shoulder. It gently rises and falls. Gently rising and falling. Now, could you lift the front part of your left foot? So the heel stays down and the knee is still down, but it lifts a little to the side. And this movement's a little different than lifting the heel. Don't strain. You can feel you're using your leg, perhaps in a little different way. Looking for what's easy. Staying in the easy zone and feeling the toes slowly sink down onto the bottom foot. Watching your breathing. An interruption in our breathing often indicates that we're straining. So continue breathing gently and softly to avoid any straining. And now could you alternate between gently lifting the toes, and they slowly, slowly come down, and then gently lifting the heel, like a rocking chair along the inside edge of your right foot. And the knee stays resting on the bottom knee. You're breathing easily. You may notice there could be little hesitations in the movement, little staccato kind of jumps. That's just tension that's having a hard time letting go. So you go very easily, breathing gently during those little jumps. Breathing softly to help them let go. And then leave that, and please roll onto your back. You may want to adjust what's under your head for your back, for lying on your back. And feel the contact of the floor while on your back. How has it changed since the beginning of the lesson? Compare the right and left sides at your shoulders. The right and left sides at your hips. And compare your legs. Does one leg feel longer than the other? Now please roll onto the other side, the left side. Adjust and get comfortable on this side. Adjusting what's under your head to be on your side. And stacking your legs one on top of the other, with your thighs somewhat at a 90-degree angle to your trunk, more or less. Only doing what's comfortable. Now we are going to do some of these movements in your imagination. And doing movements in our imagination uses our brain in the same way, firing our neurons in the same way as when we do a movement in reality. So this is an opportunity to learn on a very deep level. So now in your imagination, lift the right heel a little bit away from the left heel. And the toes are hanging down, and the knees are resting together. It's a very small movement. And we can visualize the movement in our imagination. And we also can use our sensing, that you sense the foot, the heel, leaving the contact with the left heel. The gentle effort through the leg, and then slowly as it comes down, it first makes contact with the socks or the skin if you're barefoot, and then the pressure increases and it softly sinks into the bottom foot, resting. Feeling how you release the effort through your whole self. And repeat that movement 2 times in your imagination. Feeling the ease, the comfort of the movement, the little space between the heels. And the slow coming down of the heel as it sinks into the bottom foot. And when you finished those 2 times, could you do the movement in reality? And how does doing the movement in reality compare to doing it in your imagination? Just gently lifting the heel and softly letting it sink down. And then leave that, and please roll onto your back. And feel your contact on the floor or bed now. Do you feel you have sunk any more down into the floor or bed? Observe the right and left sides at your shoulders. The right and left sides behind at your hips. The length of your legs. Notice your breathing and what's moving now as you're breathing, the space available, the ease of your breathing at the lower abdomen, the upper abdomen, and the chest. Feeling the air swirl and breathe into your back of your throat and into your chest and fill down into your legs as if you are breathing into your legs. And feeling the air gently flow out. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And this is the end of the lesson.